Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased technical analysis. Now in yesterday's video, Uncle Charles talked about how the 386 level must hold. SPY must stay above it to avoid some downside, okay? Or yesterday would have been a false breakout, and as you can see here on the 15-minute chart, that SPY did break below 386, okay, and it did trigger some down moves and actually retested the support of that wedge pattern that I have on the daily chart. But before we get into the charts, I do want to mention that FOMC is tomorrow, guys. And there's an old saying, you mess around, you might find out, except they use the F word. I'm not going to use the F word on my video, okay? All I'm saying is tomorrow is not the day to F around and find out, okay? We got to trade tactical and remain unbiased because a lot of stuff can happen, especially with FOMC tomorrow. You know, FOMC does cause a lot of volatility. Price action can be trappy and tricky. Okay, so we got to be on our game tomorrow, okay? Now, as far as FOMC goes, right now we got a 75 basis point that's priced in, okay? I just lost my train of thought real quick. But that's what's priced in right now, okay? Anything besides 75 could most likely cause a crazy reaction in the market, okay? So if it's less than 75, that could cause the market to maybe rally. If it's higher, maybe higher than 100 or something like that, maybe it'll cause the market to drop. And of course, I could be completely wrong. It could be vice versa as well. Okay, so FOMC, very important that we need to pay attention to it. Okay, my video is about technical analysis, but like I say, these data days can cause some good catalyst, can give us catalysts and give us some good price action for us to trade. Even as day traders, okay, we want to pay attention to that. And remember, we got inflation right now, okay? During times of inflation, Feds will raise rates in order to discourage spending. That's the idea behind it, to discourage spending. So, so business will lower prices to remain competitive, okay? And that's the idea on how Feds will try to battle inflation, okay? So it's a balancing act, guys. If Feds don't raise rates enough, then people will fear more inflation long term, but short term it's good, right? Because lower rates, short term, whatever. But if they raise rates too much, it's going to cause too much short term pain, but it's better for inflation in the long term. So, okay? So it's a tough situation, but as traders, we want to pay attention to it. Remember, 75 is priced in. Above 75 could be bearish, below 75 could be bullish. All right, so enough about that. Uncle Charles is not a fundamental analysis. For all I know, everything I just said was wrong, okay? We're going to get into the technical analysis, the stuff that I am actually pretty decent in, okay? So let's go to the daily chart. All right, we got the bounce off that falling wedge once again, okay? Bulls defended a very critical level, okay? However, we closed below that 386 level. Okay, so tomorrow, I need to see 386 clear. We got 388.7-ish as the 61.8 retracement level from June low to August high. And of course, that 390 level, which is the 23.6 retracement level for March. What is that? That's January high down to June low, okay? So a couple of tough resistance up ahead. If you're a bull, you got a lot of work to do. It must clear those levels, okay? An area of confluence up here, though, almost an area of confluence for tomorrow, because remember this trend line from June low. All right, I still believe that bears are in control as long as below this trend line. Okay, that doesn't mean I won't trade bullish short-term position. I'm just saying I think bears are in control, and I would be a lot more bullish if SPY can get back above that trend line. As long as below, bears are in control, but still watch the level. We can still long resistant as long as we play it level to level. I'm just a day trader, guys. Okay, so that's the bullish scenario. Like I always say, we need to clear some resistant levels in order to feel a little more bullish. Of course, the bearish scenario, if we could still hold below 386 and finally clear this falling wedge, all right? For the support for it tomorrow is at 380. Okay, 380 very critical. If 380 fails, bears can finally get that next multi-day sell-off to the downside, probably head down lower, okay? 380 fails, That's the falling wedge pattern support, and it's also that's also the 38.2 retracement level from March 2020 low to January high. So 380 area of confluence there, very critical. Gotta watch it. 380 fails, Uncle Charter's getting inputs. All right, now you got my bearish scenario, you got my bullish scenario. Before you guys click away, there is one more thing I want to say about FOMC. All right, so Uncle Charters went on Google and Googled some dates on the past FOMC dates, and I went to the charts and I pointed them out with these yellow arrows. Now, what do you notice? What do they all have in common? From this one, all of them. This past year in 2022, every single one of these FOMC days led to short-term upside. As a day trader, this is very important, because even though it was only short-term upside and those gains eventually got erased, as a day trader, we want to pay attention to this, because in each of these bounces, like this one, January 25th, this one, it opened above, it went as high as 444. In the previous day, it opened or closed at 434. That's about a $10 move. Here's another one. It opened around 419ish. The next day, March 16th, it went as high as 435. I think you guys get the picture here, okay? These are some decent moves in the short term, $5, $10 moves here, that as a day trader we can benefit. So that's something to keep in mind. FOMC is usually short-term bullish, especially we got this bounce off of this falling wedge pattern. So bulls definitely have an opportunity there. But like always, that's just stuff that we track, whether it's seasonality or past market behaviors. Just stuff that we track. We strictly, or at least Uncle does, trade based on the price action. Okay, guys? So remember the levels, trade it unbiasedly. Remember the setups. Okay, guys? We're going to move on to Triple Q. Triple Q closed today around 288.73. Okay, so it held that 288 support level that I had, and it managed to hit that 290.7-ish, 291 zone that I had at resistance. Okay, it didn't clear it though. It got rejection from there. So 288 needs to fail tomorrow to trigger more upside. If Triple Q tests 291 again, obviously it needs to clear and put 294 in play. And unless SPY's above Triple Q is above 294, I'm not fully bullish on it. Okay, but still could play it one level at a time. Needs to clear 291 to trigger more upside at 294. Okay, 288 fails, more downside incoming. 288 fails, 286.7-ish, 285.7-ish, and possibly around 283-ish is in play. Okay, Tesla, yesterday finally closed above the 304 level that I've been telling you guys about. All right, it finally hit the 310-ish level, went above it up to 313.3-ish. Okay, it did not clear the resistance level I had at 314.6. That's the next resistance, and it also did not close above 310.2-ish. Okay, so right now we got this long wick on the daily chart, guys. So that's showing selling pressure. So bears need to keep pushing, continue that momentum, take out some support levels, starting with that 304 level. Got a support at 304.4-ish, and below that's 302.4. and then 300.6, and maybe a drop all the way down to 296. Okay, we gotta take out support levels. Those are the support levels I have. But if 310.7-ish clears, we can possibly go back up and test the 314.6-ish level. Okay, guys, let's move on and end this with option flow. Guys, look at the end of the day, option flow. Every time Uncle Charters has shown you guys that the option flow come this bearish at this late in the day, the next day it gaps down. Okay, it's happened a few times in a row. Let's see if it happens again. You guys are seeing this. This is big money, big size. That's very bearish to me, okay? Let's move on to Triple Q. Let's see if we get anything from Triple Q. Yeah, we got a little bit here. It's over 7,000 size, but only 829K in premium. Nothing that pokes out to me. Anything for Tesla? Nothing for Tesla, but it's 85% bullish. Okay, we'll see if the price action will confirm this. Okay, guys, so maybe a gap down for SPY tomorrow, not guaranteed, but every time you saw big money betting to the downside like that, at the end of the day, you usually get something like a gap down. But We shall see, guys. And if you guys want more content for Uncle Charters, consider joining the Substack. You can subscribe to it, $25 a month. You get my morning market analysis before the market opens, and also some levels for FANG stocks and other ETFs that I'm trading. And if you want a lot of content from Uncle Charters and bundled with a couple of other benefits, consider joining my Discord. That is $75 a month. Okay, guys, but other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.